Good evening, I'm Sangeeta, Kandola. Today was the final full day of campaigning for the mayoral election. Top of the agenda, how the next mayor will tackle knife crime. According to a new poll, it is a key issue for voters ahead of tomorrow's election. It comes as a 21-year-old man was last night stabbed to death at a busy shopping centre in Brent Cross. We will have more on that in just a moment, but first to our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
Sadiq Khan wants to focus on making sure London bounces back from COVID. But as he met voters in Leighton on a final walkabout, a new opinion poll suggested they care more about knife crime.
Are you ashamed of the number of murders in London?
I'm heartbroken whenever I hear about a...
Is it your Achilles heel?
I think the reality is that Londoners losing their lives. This is not party politics. I've never used violent crime as a political football. My opponents might want to do so. This is far more serious than party politics.
There was no razzle-dazzle as Sean Bailey embarked on his last day of the campaign. Just a meeting in Kennington with the vaccine minister, who's obviously a fan.
This man is a force of nature.
The Tory candidate has put dealing with knife crime at the forefront of his election manifesto.
Could you have done any better as mayor?
Sadiq Khan's whole approach to crime from the very beginning made me know he was going to fail. He took away £38 million from the police staffing budget. He told us it would take 10 years to solve youth crime. So yes, I can tell you I would have done better.
So far this year, 34 Londoners have lost their lives to violence. 12 of them were teenagers, and 10 of them have died since the start of the election campaign in March.
Opinion polls throughout the campaign have consistently given Sadiq Khan a healthy lead over Sean Bailey. While the gap has narrowed in recent weeks, Labour looks almost certain to hang on to City Hall. Frustratingly for the other main parties, poll after poll has shown them trailing the two front-runners by a wide margin.
Hello.
Today, the Lib Dems and the Greens were talking up their chances. They shared the same priority.
Scrap the Silvertown Tunnel. It's a polluting £2 billion project that the mayor is going ahead with, even though it will make our poor air quality in London worse. One of my top priorities is to clean up our air. The last thing we need is a new motorway.
If you were elected mayor, what would be the first thing you'd do?
I would first of all cancel the Silvertown road tunnel. That project should have been cancelled by the current mayor long ago. Building new roads in the middle of a climate crisis when we've got an air pollution crisis as well just doesn't make any sense.
Thanks to lockdown restrictions, even though they've been eased, this has felt like a very low-key campaign. It's been unlike any previous election to choose a London mayor. The candidates can only hope the voters have been listening.
OK, cool, great.
And there are 20 candidates running for election tomorrow. The full list is on your screen now and on our website. Search ITV London. Well, Simon mentioned in his report the fatal stabbing in Brent Cross last night, and that victim has been named as Gideon Ngwadema. 3 men have been arrested. Ria Chatterjee has more.
We need you to leave, says the officer. This is Brent Cross shopping centre, early evening yesterday. Today, the whole site off limits. Bar investigators, forensics heading in as police come out.
I said I can't comment too much on that right now because it's obviously still an ongoing investigation.
Saeeda Durrani was there. She'll be giving her testimony to the police.
I'd like to give them, my whatever little bit I saw, I would like to give them that information. What I saw was who I believe was the victim sort of fleeing from the situation, and he was clenching his chest. It was all very quick. At that time, I heard the victim, who I believe is the victim, to say, "Somebody please call me an ambulance." And that made me realize that this is quite serious.
21-year-old Gideon Ngwadema was at home, it's been reported, when he received a call from a friend and went out.
It's really strange being here and seeing this massive shopping centre completely cordoned off and shut because of a stabbing that happened inside. And a lot of the people who work in the field of children impacted by violence have long said that young people are becoming desensitised to it.
No social media could capture the amount of violence that took place in our days. The violence of young people on young people has always been there from even my days. Even my days, going back 50 years when I was a gang member. The difference between my days and now is obvious. No computers, no laptops, no internet. Professional adults have got this kind of myth that we can sort it out when we've never sorted out violence with men in the first place. We've not even dealt with the issue of domestic violence. How are we proposing to deal with the issue of violent youth against violent youth?
The victims' families say they're heartbroken. Ria Chatterjee, ITV News.
A probation officer has denied being solely responsible for giving the convicted terrorist Usman Khan the go-ahead to attend a prisoner education event where he killed 2 university graduates. Khan's probation officer told the inquest there were no concerns raised by anybody in the management of Usman Khan, and that if he knew he would be a threat, he wouldn't have let him go. These are some of the 40 firearms seized by the Metropolitan Police since March as part of Operation Eli. The force say they're taking preventative measures to stop criminals getting hold of illegal firearms.
Over the last 4 years, the number of shootings in London is down. The number of guns that we are recovering off the streets of London is increasing, and the number of individuals that we have arrested and charged in relation to gun crime has increased also. However, we are not complacent. Unfortunately, we still have gun crime occurring on the streets of London.
And finally, a mother and daughter who have worked in the same doctor's surgery in Lewisham during the pandemic got a surprise today from comedian and Brit Awards host Jack Whitehall. Martin Stew explains all.
Next week, the Brits are back, and so is host Jack Whitehall.
It's me again, folks.
As a COVID test event, 4,000 will be allowed inside. Amongst them, 2,500 key workers who are getting tickets for free.
I am outside a doctor's surgery in Lewisham.
Which explains why Jack was loitering in a southeast London car park today.
Do you think I should have called ahead and booked an appointment?
He's here to surprise mother and daughter nurses Jackie and Sherry-Ann Lumsden, who've helped vaccinate 15,000 people at this surgery.
Surprise! Jackie, Sherry-Ann, do you know why I'm here?
No.
I have some very exciting news. You two ladies are going to the Brit Awards.
Serious?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yes.
I was honestly speechless. Didn't even know if it's for me or not. I was like, what? Like, I thought the same as you. I thought the same as
What's
you.
going on?
I thought it was for COVID. Like,
I'm so excited that this year's audience is going to be made up of key workers. I think it's going to make the event that much more special.
Don't pick up the phone, he's only calling because he's drunk and alone.
On Tuesday night, they'll get to see the likes of Dua Lipa, Pink and Rag & Bone Man.
Do you know who's performing? No, but I don't care. It's music. Music makes you happy.
this is the first time we're actually going to be able to go out properly for a long while, so it'll be good.
Oh God, that's tequila.
But will they match up to the usual debauched antics of celebs?
He's gone off the rails.
No one's been out for a year, so I imagine people will be very ready to let their hair down and have a good time.
One word of warning though, coming with your mum. I took my mum to the Brit Awards last year. She got very drunk and threw herself at Stormzy.
So. It's fine, she doesn't drink.
She doesn't drink, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine.
Mum and daughter will see Jack again in the flesh on Tuesday night. Their colleagues will have to make do with a socially distanced selfie and to watch him live on the ITV Hub.
You look so depressed.
I think that's because only 2 of them are going to the Brit.
Martin Stew, ITV News.
Awkward.
Great stuff. OK, here's the all-important weather now with Sally.
Making the most of it, whatever the weather. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello there and a very good evening to you. I hope you've had a lovely day. There were a few sharp showers out there today. Those clouds looking pretty energised. You may have had a bit of hail, even thunder and lightning. Now tomorrow we're going to see some more sunny spells and a few showers, but probably a few less tomorrow. Still quite cool out there, and we keep that frost risk for another couple of nights. There we go. You can see with those clear skies tonight, it is going to be chilly. Those temperatures dropping right down to around freezing again. There might be a bit of grass frost out in the countryside and some pockets of mist and fog possible as well. So chilly tomorrow morning, but despite that, many of us will have a fairly bright start again with some lovely sunshine out there in many areas. But as things heat up, we'll get that cloud bubbling up and a few showers cropping up as well. But perhaps quite a nice end to the day. Still cool though. Temperatures only climbing up to 10 to 12 degrees. Average for this time of year is about 16 degrees. Now here's the outlook. Friday's looking like the best day of the week so far. As we head to Saturday, we've got wet and windy weather moving in. Keep an eye on the forecast for the timings of that. Things recovering and a touch warmer for Sunday. That's it for now. I'll see you later on. Good night. Sleep well.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
That is it from us. We are back on air tomorrow from just after 6 o'clock with updates in Good Morning Britain. For now, though, from everyone on the late team, good night.